enhanced competition as a result of cracking down on the enormous platforms and the power of some of our biggest companies. And then we're seeing the FTC, especially with tech, probably with healthcare under Lina Khan, becoming more of an issue as well. And that's the case this morning. And we also do have a deal that that was called off by Berkshire.
Well, Norfolk Southern stock was down 16. Okay.
Yeah.
Because people genuinely believe that maybe the government would set the rates. Now, that's not going to happen. The government's not going to do that. But what I did think happened, and I think it's going to last a long time, and Dave, it's going to affect your reporting. You know how J.P. Morgan and Bank of America bumped up against the 10% and they couldn't do any more deals?
Yes. The deposit rule. Yes.
I now feel that we might be in a moment where they might say no more deals for companies that are X.
Yeah, that would be odd because, I mean, you know, I think more likely is that you can expect if you are a big company and you are going to try and announce something that even has the tinge of antitrust concern, that you have to get yourself ready for a very long review period and the possibility of having to go to court against the U.S. government.
Well, David, the lawyers who will finally...
Because the law is not going to change.
No,
and
but
so the law may be on your side if the FTC or the DOJ is overreaching.
But, David, the lawyers should be saying, listen, guys, this used to be 80%. Carl, now it's going to be 20%. They have to do that.
Well, I think it becomes more of a question as to time and how much time you want to take to get a deal done and the risk that you will have to go to court to try to force a deal through. But the U.S. government, of course, doesn't want to be in a position as well of going to court where there really is some doubt about its ability to win. But it's going to try basically to jawbone, to scare, and to make sure these deals don't get announced in the first place, to your point. But, you know, some companies are going to feel very strongly about getting a potential transaction done that they feel does not have real antitrust implications, and some may have to be willing to do that.
It's impossible for me to think that Facebook can buy anybody.
No, the big tech, I mean, Facebook, Apple, which has never bought anybody big to begin with.
Beats.
Amazon, it's hard to imagine at this point. I mean, Amazon is getting, you know, any number of different outlets of reporting on
they're not buying anybody.
How stringent the FTC review of this MGM deal is going to be. There would seem to be virtually no basis for opposing it from a pure competitive standpoint in terms of film production. But it does go to this larger question of Amazon and its overall market power.
Look, they could bring a case just to show we'll bring cases. I mean, I know that you shouldn't bring frivolous cases, but frivolous cases are brought every day in America. FTC could come up with a whole new reasoning. I think that we have to get used to a 32-year-old. I don't mean to.
No, you're not.
New
She's very young.
Theories. Remember, there are set theories for antitrust. I mean, I took the class, and I got the great call from the professor to go buy the calls on Gulf oil. He said, that one's going to go through. And I said, well, that's impossible. How can that go through? And he goes, because they're looking the other way. Now, these guys are not looking the other way. They're looking at it. So Lina is going to find, I don't know if she doesn't mind my calling her by, I call JJ. I think she's going to find a new thesis.
Well,
there's going to be new theses.
Yeah, but you need new law.
The street doesn't seem too worried, Jim, because 8 mega-cap tech names are half the S&P gain since May.
That's a really good point.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.